Welcome to Q&A Selling Online, with answers to questions about creating an online empire, promoting products, or building a brand. Your host, private label and e-commerce entrepreneur, Quinn Amorm.
Welcome back to the show, my friends. Today, we have with us directly from Las Vegas, Nevada, the author and then the founder of Branded Shareables, Mr. Edwin Dearborn. Edwin, how are you today?
Doing great, and thank you so much for having me on your show.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here, Edwin. And I'm going to start right from the beginning. I know you live in Vegas, like I said.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been there?
I've been in the Las Vegas area for about 5 years.
And did you pick that was it a business strategic location or just personal?
Well, it was both, a little bit of both, but I'll tell you the business strategic part of it. So if you live in the United States, you understand this. So I'll explain this to if anybody's in Canada or elsewhere. So our tax system in the United States has two tiers. You've basically got federal tax that we pay Washington, D.C., and then you have state tax, which supports your local state. We have 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
Nevada has no state tax, income tax. We have zero income tax. Moreover, our corporate tax is almost nothing. So if you establish a corporation in Nevada and you live in Nevada, then all the money I make, I don't pay any state tax. California, that state tax can go up to 13%, which I used to live at. And so I made 13% more money by moving to Nevada. Moreover, all business roads lead to Las Vegas. If you're serious about business, sooner or later, you're going to come to Vegas. So it's a great town to network in. So when you tell people you're in Vegas, they're like, oh, I'm going to be there next month, or I'm going to be there in June. So it's a great place to network in live because there's so many conferences every week.
And that's true. And I never thought about it that way because every big conference that we hear all the time, they will be in Vegas.
It will be in Vegas. So I don't have to go. I literally drive 7 miles to meet the world.
Nice. And then on top of that, you make an extra 13%.
And I make an extra 13% by not paying any state tax.
So, and that is right. Like being from Canada, like you said, I don't know anything about taxes in the US. So I had no idea that's how it worked. All right. So, man, I got me thinking now. I wonder.
Yeah. You're probably wanting to move to Vegas now. I know. When I tell people the benefits, they're like, you've got a really good point. Maybe I should move my business to Vegas because, whatever you sell, e-commerce or whatever, no matter how much we're online, we still have to network in person to meet the contacts that we need to move our business forward. There's the handshake and the face-to-face and having a beer or a glass of wine and a meal is still going to be a way to do business. And because Nevada, or Las Vegas, Nevada, was built on hospitality, that is our business, it's a great place to network because you can go golfing, play tennis, there's a great places to hike, we can go out for dinner, we can go shooting. There's so many things to do in Las Vegas. There's sports, we now have American football, we now have hockey. They're talking about bringing baseball and basketball here. So it's a fun place to do business.
Yes, definitely. And you mentioned shooting, as Canadians, we're not big with guns, but when I go to Vegas, the first thing I do is I go to a place in the Strip called the Gun Store, and they allow us, I think, $200. You can shoot anything you want.
Yep.
And it's pretty. Yeah,
it's definitely. See, I'm a gun enthusiast, so I belong to a local gun club. My brother is an instructor. So we follow all the safety protocols. We're not weird about that. We make sure we do everything safe, and we follow good protocols to keep everybody. But I'm just saying that's one of the things that you can't do in Vegas.
Yeah, you know what I don't want to go too far away from the business conversation, but funny story was, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, one of the times I was there, I went to that gun store, and while I was trying to pick what I wanted, and I wasn't too sure of the names of the things, I wanted to shoot the same one that Dirty Harry had. And Randy Couture walked in, the UFC fighter, now retired. And he walked in and he picked the guns that he wanted, and then he took them with him. I don't know if it was because he was famous, but he had this carry-on case and he put it in his car and then he drove away. Now, is that something normal or just because he was special?
Well, I don't know the exact circumstances, so I can't say. He may have been purchased them, and you can get a special permit to carry, I mean, there's a licensing process. That's one of the things that a lot of people that, you just go and buy it and you take it. That's not, there are background checks. There are courses you have to take. That's one of the misleading things is, it's so easy to buy one. Not as easy as you would think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so I don't know the circumstances. He may have already purchased them and had all his licensing in place, and he was there to pick them up. That could have been the case. But again, I don't know about those specific circumstances.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That they could also sell them. Yeah, I never thought.
Oh yeah, you can definitely buy them. But like I said, there is a process. One is required to do an FBI background check. You do require certain licenses. If you're a known criminal, you can't get them. So there is a protocol.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Edwin, you are an author and you wrote 3 books. I believe that's correct. Okay, 3 books. Your latest book is called Referrology.
Yes, Referrology.
And that has to do with referrals, of course. So I want to ask you about referrals, but before we go there, now let's go there right away. So straight to the point, how does one get referrals?
Okay, great question. So it's not, it's not just one thing that gets them. Mm-hmm. When the pandemic hit and we had a lot of time to study, I got very intrigued with referrals, and I spent dozens, if not hundreds of hours watching videos about the psychology of referrals. I also purchased multiple books that people have written over the past years about referrals. What were the ideas? What were the strategies? What made people want to refer? How did people refer? Just all of the kind of went really deep down that rabbit hole. And I found out that there was a couple things that people were missing. And one of the things I've identified in business is that, you have to break everything down into a system that you can do. That's the key. It isn't great ideas don't make a business move. It's great ideas that people execute continually. That's what makes a business move. It's like if you want to lose weight, you don't just eat a salad and expect to lose weight. You got to eat a salad, drink water, and do exercises for months. You got to do the right things continually before you actually start to see results in weight loss. When it comes to referrals, it's very much like losing weight or gaining muscle. It's a matter of certain habits routinely applied over and over and over. There is no immediate result, but then you look 6 months from now, like the companies I've worked for, and you're like, wow, we were making $100,000 a month in referrals. Now we're making $2 million a month in referrals. What changed? We put in a system. We followed it every day. We didn't sit there and go, wow, I didn't lose weight today. It's not working. We knew that this was a 3, 6, 9 month play to get results. Exactly. We had to do the basics and fundamentals. So I'd like to address what those fundamentals are that any business person can use.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So the first thing is let's separate out what is a referral. And I have found that there are actually 4 different types of referrals. Referrals don't equal referrals. Mm-hmm. There's no one path to referral. So I subdivided into 4 types of referrals, which opens the door to 4 things that you can do every day. So the first referral I call a soft referral. And a soft referral is someone's not directly telling another person to go see you, but they're mentioning you. It could be a Yelp review. It could be a Facebook review. It could be tagging you on Instagram. Hey, I'm at this restaurant. Hey, I'm with my dentist. And they tag you and they go, I love this dentist. He's a great dentist. Check him out. So I'm not referring you directly, but I'm mentioning them. Now, let's take a look at this. I've worked with multiple dental offices and financial consultants and med tech companies, and you're interacting with people every day. And so do you ask this person when they're after they've had they've had that great dinner or they've had that great teeth cleaning or whatever the thing is that you do that makes people happy. In that moment of happiness, you can ask that patient or that client, go, hey, thanks so much for your well wishes. Would you mind saying that online? Would you mind saying exactly those words on Yelp, Facebook, or Instagram, or? When you ask people to do it, you get way more than by not asking people to do it. Now, you ask any restaurant or even Amazon dealers, what happens when you get more reviews?
You get more sales.
You get more sales.
Yeah.
So it's not a direct referral. So I call it a soft referral. And so we can ask people every day to tag us on Instagram, to leave a positive review on Amazon, leave a positive review on Facebook. But you have to make it part of your system to engage your happy people and ask them to spread their happiness online. That's all you're doing. Now, one review per day doesn't sound like a lot, but in a year's time, this is what I've done with some businesses. They look back and they go, we got 300 reviews. And now people are finding us on Yelp and our phone's ringing off the hook. Right. Because you did the small work every day. Right.
I really like that.
That's I call that a soft review. So what's your process to get more reviews, to get tagged, to get mentioned, to have people take selfies of you while they're at the office or while they're working with you? Hey, check me out. I'm with my dentist. Hey, check me out. I'm with my Amazon dealer. So there's all these opportunities to interact and get reviews and get mentions online. So that's referral source number one. Referral source number two is a direct referral. That's me going, hey, this is my dentist. Mom, I want you to go to my dentist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, very often a soft review will turn into a direct review because they go, hey, I saw on Facebook you were getting your teeth cleaned. How did it go? It went really well. You should go see him. See how the soft review now turns into a direct review. But here's where the real direct review, referrals come from. 70% of the people change brands, not because they're upset with the original brand, because they felt the original brand that they were doing business with was indifferent to them. Out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. We don't put our past clients in databases. We don't make sure they follow us on social media and post content and send out emails to our past customers over and over and over. So imagine, I remember I was talking to a realtor and she had a good friend that bought $1.5 million home. She missed out on a $60,000 commission. And it wasn't like a close friend. It was kind of like, one of those people they would bump into at church maybe once in a while. And she was like, why didn't you get me as your realtor? And she goes, you know what? I actually forgot you were a realtor. And so when it was time to sell her home, I just reached out to the person that I knew was a realtor. And I said, the reason why you lost a $60,000 commission is because you sold them 7 years ago, but you didn't stay in front of them to get the repeat business and all the referrals. And this lady not only bought a $1.5 million home, but she had 4 children who are now buying homes. See? So are you following up and staying in front of your database by sending great content, engaging content, and reminding them every day or at least once a week, hey, I'm a realtor, I'm a dentist, you can come back. So we lose a lot of referrals because we think we're one and done. Okay, they're closed, they're done. We've done the deal. I don't need to talk to them anymore. But what we forgot is that they themselves have a circle of influence. And if we kept putting engaging content, we would get those referrals. So one of the things is make sure your clients and patients and people you do business with are following you on social media. Get their email address, retarget them. I mean, follow them like a bad cold. You know what I mean? Like just stay in front of your database so that when they run into somebody going, I've been thinking about a home, they go, oh, I got a guy, I got a girl. See, you have to stay top of mind with your database to get the referral, to get those direct referrals.
Yeah. And you know what, Edwin? Somebody once told me that just because you know what you're doing. It doesn't mean that everybody else knows what you do. So sometimes the person would go on their social media and post something simple like, often people ask me what I do.
Right.
So here you go. And then they would just say it. And for those that actually didn't, and sometimes there's people that are curious of what you do, but don't want to ask you, to feel like, you know, it's been so long now, it's weird to ask.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's your answer. You post it on Facebook or LinkedIn or something, and now they know. And that's it. So those people, like you said, out of sight, out of mind, if they don't know what you do, they can't give you business, even if they have it.
Yeah. And the thing is, you kind of think, well, everybody knows I'm a realtor. Everybody knows I'm a dentist. Yeah. They knew that 4 years ago. What has happened in the last 4 years? They've moved. They got a divorce. Their kid got married. I mean, so much of life has happened. You think that they're going to keep your business at the top of their mind of awareness? No, they've moved on. So if you don't stay in front of them, you know, I remember watching this guru about real estate, and he was very successful. And they asked him, what's the weakest point of realtors in getting business? And he said, not following up their database. Number one, he goes, their database should be getting weekly emails and monthly phone calls, just going, hey, I'm your realtor. And maybe it's Christmas time. Merry Christmas from your realtor. You know, happy Valentine's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day. You're always just reminding them, even if it's just a message. And you keep doing that for years and years and years. And they go, you know, you're the one that always stays in front of me. So of course you stay top of mind. You're posting on TikTok, you're posting on Instagram. Like, I see you all the time doing real estate deals. So you stand out in my mind. Hence, I've got somebody for you. They can message you right there in your video. They can message you right there in your post. Hey, call me. I've got a referral. See, but you've got to be in front of your database all the time. And the people that I see doing that, when I talk to them, I go, hey, you're posting 3 to 4 videos every day on Instagram about doing real estate deals. Do you get business from it? They're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe not directly from that video that day, but then I meet somebody at a restaurant a month later and they go, dude, I love your Instagram videos. By the way, I've got somebody that I think could work with you. Right now, It turns into a referral. So that's how you get direct referrals. Engage your database. Remind people. Tell them. Keep selling your value. Give them reasons to refer. Become referable. So that's number 2. Number 3 is working with influencers. Now, most people, when you say the word influencer, they think, oh, Instagram model, 1 million followers. I could never work with those people. There's 2 types of influencers that are actually very powerful, specifically for small businesses. And that is what's called a nano influencer. That's someone between 1,000 and 10,000 followers, or a micro influencer who has 10 to 50,000 followers. Now, they have a lot less followers, but what we have found in studies is that their followers are extremely engaged.
Yeah.
They're very niche. Maybe they only talk about poodles. Maybe they only talk about, vegetarian dog food. Maybe whatever. They've carved this very specific niche, but the people that follow them love their stuff. Highly engaged audiences. In your database, in your followers, I estimate that 5% of your followers in email database are nano and micro influencers. They're posting content. They've got an email list. They're busy on social media. Can you imagine you're a doctor's office or you're a restaurant and you have 20 people every day walking through? One out of those 20 people has got a large audience, like 10 to 50,000 people that could talk about you. But how do you do it if you're not asking people, hey, are you guys active on social media? 1 out of 20 go, dude, like I've got 34,000 fans on Instagram. You're like, oh my gosh. Hey, I'll give you free dessert if you tag us and we do a little live video, and you can tell us about everybody about the meal here. Now, if you did that once a day for 300 days, engaging these nano and micro influencers, what do you think would happen to your word of mouth in town?
It would spread like COVID.
Hopefully not as deadly. Yeah. So it's spread like COVID. Okay, right. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so that's very easy by just asking, hey, are you guys active on social media? Yeah, no, okay. I mean, at least you get a review out of them. At least get a Google review. I mean, almost everybody uses Google. You at least get a Google My Business review out of them, right?
Yeah,
Again,
that's
back to point
powerful.
one. Right, just by making it part of the company culture and process to find out we live in the digital era. Why are we not making digital engagement part of our standard business process? The business that really adopts policies and procedures and cultures around digital media is going to grow like wildfire, and they're going to get more referrals. And then number four, referral source number four. This is more of a formal co-branding relationship. This can get into contracts and exclusive, partnerships. Now you're taking it to kind of a medium-sized corporate level thing. Coca-Cola, the official drink of the NFL. You see these all the time. Mercedes-Benz, the official car of, the Las Vegas tennis tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So you, as a business, can form corporate alliances where you become the exclusive resource for corporate referrals. So, if you're a dentist, you could maybe, or a restaurant, you could go out and go, hey, when they could go out to churches. We want to be your first official caterer for all your church events. You're a wedding planner. You can go to all the ministers. You can go to all the priests. You can go to all the religious centers and go, hey, we'd like to become your official wedding planner for all your weddings. We'll get exclusive deals. You refer us. If people need a church, we'll refer you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you start working out these corporate level referrals. Now, most small business people don't think about it this way. But if you take even these small groups like LaTip or these, business breakfast networking, they'll usually say, okay, we only allow one dentist. We only allow one auto mechanic. See, that's kind of a business association referral. And those are common for a lot of small business people, but you can take it up to a much more sophisticated level where you're actually entering in contractual agreements that you are the provider of said service for said brand. And so that's very scalable depending on who you are and who you have access to. And when you really break down referrals into those 4 columns, you start to see how you can start to develop processes and policies and habits around each one of them.
That is so powerful. You were explaining how people would go to a church, for example, and then talk to the ministers, and I'm like, that is straight out of the box thinking, and you can grow your business at an insane rate by doing those out of the box thinking, and like joining forces with, like in that example, a church or anything that you can think of. It's so powerful having a referral like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that we've got all this digital opportunities. You got Amazon ads, Facebook ads, and I'm not saying don't do those too. You should be putting some of your money into SEO, Facebook ads, or whatever makes sense, right? There is that, but they don't have to be mutually exclusive. Meaning, well, we do Facebook ads, so we don't need referrals. Then why not have both? Why not have several sources of revenue? Any millionaire will tell you, or multimillionaire, billionaires have multiple sources of revenue. Yeah. Well, any business should have multiple sources of new clients. Like, oh, okay, we get referrals, we got Facebook ads, we have SEO, we got reviews, we do mailers. Like, because what if Facebook shuts down for a few days and that's your source of business? Or what if COVID hits and and now you can only do catering and you've got no catering contracts? You see what I mean? Like, yeah. You can't just rely on one pipeline, because what if that pipe breaks?
And you know what? To your point, what if Facebook shuts down? Like, I believe it was last month, or I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, Facebook shut down for 6 hours. There was a lot of marketers and marketing agencies that were panicking because they do Facebook ads and nothing else.
Right. So now what happens, or what if your business is based on Facebook ads, Or here's another case scenario with Facebook and Google Ads. What if they start getting really expensive and you can't afford them anymore? Now what do you do? Or we hit a recession and now you can't advertise anymore. What's the default? You're like, well, we used to do Facebook ads, but we had hard times. And so we don't make as much money. So we can't afford Facebook ads, even though they work. So the thing about referrals is it takes a lot more initiative and intelligence than it does money. It's the grunt work. It's more based on initiative and time than it is. Like, it takes time to call the churches and get the contracts. It takes time to engage people, to get people to post. It takes time for all those reviews to have an effect. It takes a lot of investment of effort and time. And that's why people don't look at it as a marketing. Well, Facebook ad, I put it out, I get a response, I call a lead, and we close them. Where referrals it's more relationship based. It's about nurturing. It's about creating awareness. But without awareness, there's no sales. But you don't build awareness in one day. So then it's like, so everybody's thinking now, we need business now, we need money now, we need money now, but you're going to need money in a year from now too. So if you don't start thinking in the future, your future is going to suck. If you don't start thinking about the future, you're always going to be on this perpetual hamster wheel of being, broke. If you don't start investing back into your people and start investing in brand awareness, because that's where the referrals come from.
That's I love this. And you know what? There's a friend of mine that wanted referrals. He's been in business for a while, and he was telling me he didn't have referrals. But it's about time he starts to get some, and he actually thought about going and buying referrals. And I asked him, so why aren't people giving them to you?
Right.
And basically, after we talked about it for a bit, it was that he never asked anybody. And people really, there's only a few exceptions that they will go out of their way to give referrals, if not asked.
That's right.
You have to have really exceptional service or something that's memorable for somebody to go out of their way. And, who is at home sitting on the couch thinking, I should go on Google, leave a review? No, nobody thinks that.
No one's doing that. You got it right. No one's going to ever care about your brand as much as you do. And it doesn't, even if the service is memorable. We've had people go, hey, what was it like at that restaurant that you ate at? Oh my God, that is the best Thai food I've ever had in my life. Great. Did you leave a review? No, actually, come to think of it, I didn't. You just left money on the table. So can you imagine the waitress comes up, because I know a Thai restaurant in Vegas that is like off the hook. It is, I've brought so many people there and everyone has told me it is the best Thai food they've ever had. Everyone. And I've left reviews for them. So I go there, and beautiful restaurant. It's called Nataya's Secret Kitchen. See, now I'm giving a soft referral, aren't I?
Yeah.
Practicing what I preach. Here's the soft. You go to Nataya's Secret Kitchen in Summerlin, which is a neighborhood north of Las Vegas, about 10 minutes away from the Strip. So I go to, can you imagine? This place is always packed because everybody in Vegas knows that it's the place to go. The locals know it. The locals love it. You go in there. Can you imagine? There's 150 people, and you go, hey guys, how was how was the crying tiger? How was, the peanut sauce with the chicken? Oh my God, this is the best sauce I've ever had. Hey, would you mind guys saying that on Yelp or Google? Would you do that for us? If you do, I'll give you a free Thai iced tea if you do it right now. What's a Thai iced tea cost them? $1?
Yeah.
So if they did that every day and they get 10 reviews a day, they would have like 9,000 reviews. So if you're Googling Thai restaurant and you see someplace with 9,000 positive reviews,
that's where I'm going.
I don't care if I have to wait in line. They got something going on. They're putting diamonds in it or something. I don't know. There's gold dust in this food, but they got something special going on. That place will be packed morning, noon, and night just on the soft referrals. Their SEO will be out the roof. They'll have to open a second place just to keep up. just on that one strategy alone. Just on that one strategy. But can you imagine this? Imagine opening a restaurant with that strategy already in mind before you do go. We're not going to serve exceptional Thai food, but we're going to make the customer the hero and the ambassador for the brand. I mean, part of our process. Do that with a coffee shop. Do that with a dental office. You start out right from the beginning. We're going to make our clients and patients the hero of the story, and we're going to have them be the voice of the brand. That's powerful.
Man, oh man. And if they implement a strategy,
Yes.
that even the server, and they get the server involved and ask everybody for it.
You make it part of corporate culture. You know what I mean? It's like, hey guys, if you want to keep a job and get better tips, then pack this place. Let's engage. And you can train your employees how to ask, how to engage. It becomes part of a system and process of your business. Like you actually go, okay, guys, and you drill them and you take them and you bring in experts to show them how, right? And then you start to show them the results. Hey guys, last week we were at 174 reviews. This week we're at 274 reviews. They're like, yeah, it's funny because we've noticed that more people are finding us on Yelp. Right, because you're rising in the rankings. So when someone types Thai restaurant in Yelp, bam, and they go, whoa, look at all these reviews. Obviously, that's the place to go. But see, anybody can do this. I took a dental office. They're like, we're not ranking very high in Google. I'm like, yeah, you got 20 reviews. Your competition has 300. Duh. So, well, we don't know how to go. I go, this is what we do. Patient comes, how was your cleaning? How was your procedure? Oh, I love the doctor. Great. Would you mind saying that on Google? I asked him. They're close to 200 reviews in 6 months.
Wow.
They have 10x'd the amount of reviews. Last time I called them, I go, so how's your ranking? They're like, oh, we're getting way more calls. We found you on Google. Well, of course, you're giving Google the Google signals that you're the best.
Exactly.
You're playing their game on their platform. And now your calls have 5x'd. And now instead of getting one new patient a month, you're getting 1 to 2 new patients a week just off that. You're literally making an extra $30,000 a month just by giving Google the Google juice, which are reviews.
And I want to say something for everybody that's listening, because there was a time ago where I didn't think it would be that important, a review on Google. And I left a review on Google that I took a picture and I did a review and also added the picture to that review. And when you add a picture, Google will email you stats of your picture.
Yes. And
there was this place I went with my kids to see, make-believe. Of course, they're make-believe dinosaurs. There's no real ones. But it was a cool place. And I took a picture of a dinosaur and I left a review and I posted that picture there. Google sent me an email the other day, and it's like the 5th email they sent with updates. It has been seen now more than 200,000 times in the last 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
So my image has been seen over 200,000 times of a place that they never asked me for a review. I just did it because I was there waiting for them to finish playing, right? But at 4 or 5 years, 200,000 from me. I mean, if they get 1,000 reviews like mine, it's incredible.
Right.
Incredible.
But do you see the power of that? And so that social proof is not coming from the brand. People rarely trust what brands say, but they trust what other people say about a brand. That's the power of the reviews and the being tagged and having influencers and other brands engage you. You get that third party. And also, if you're being tagged all the time and you got all these reviews and other brands are linking back to you, that also improves the SEO of your website. Because Google sees all those signals.
Absolutely.
Wow, they're being mentioned, they're being linked to, they're leaving reviews. Obviously, let's rank their website too. All the rising tide raises all boats.
Precisely. So, Edwin, now going a little bit outside of this, two of my favorite colors combined are black and red. I love the combination of black and red. Now, I look at your books and I see one is all red and the other one is black and red. And then on top of that, you have like flames on the black one and the money sign on the red one, which I believe attract people. Now, was this strategically planned and were these colors on purpose, or it just happened to be the way I like it?
It was definitely on purpose.
Yes. Okay.
Because red, red is the color of action, impulse, motion, energy, activity. And black just is kind of a universal color, that has, it's the spectrum of black and white. It's the most basic, black and white photography, black and white. It's, that's spectrum of color. So I just wanted something very simple and very impulse. Kind of like, marketing is much of an impulse thing. It's like, why'd you buy it? I had to have it.
Yes.
Right. I don't know. I just got hungry, so we went out for Thai, or we just went to Vegas and I lost a lot of money, but we had a great time. So a lot of purchases are made on impulse. So I thought I'd use red, which is a good marketing color.
And now before we started the show, you mentioned that you had a free gift for everybody.
Yeah. If they go to Branded Shareables, there's a tab up top called free stuff. They can get my ebook for free or they can buy it. And then I also have some sheets that they can download that have got a bunch of free tools that will help them kind of analyze their current situation and develop a strategy. And I suggest that everybody write down what you can do. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing or what you're not doing. If I give you 15 strategies and 3 make sense, then work on the 3. Don't worry about the 12 you can't do, because you're going to get more progress growing your business on focusing on what you can do versus being upset by what you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of the definitions of strategy is the intelligent use of existing resources. So if you don't have that opportunity, or I don't see myself doing co-branding with another company, then don't pursue that. Can you get reviews? Yes, good. Then work on that. Get good at that. But if they go to brandedshareables.com and the tab at the top is free stuff, they can go to the sub tab is referrology, which is the ebook. And then there's about 4 or 5 sheets that they can download that kind of like I have 10 core principles, your power 100. One of the sheets is called the word of mouth triangle. So there's some stuff that they can look at that will allow them to kind of evaluate their position and what to do about it.
Perfect. And I'll also have that link of the Branded Shareables. I'll have it on the show notes for everybody to check out. Because as you know, a lot of the people are listening to us while driving or running on a treadmill, or I even heard some people tell me that I listen to your podcast in the sauna. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, if it's the wet type, you better have some waterproof earbuds.
Yeah.
So, Edwin, besides Branded Shareables, if somebody wants to find you, is there anywhere else they should go?
I would say the main thing is just go to, I'm really active on LinkedIn, and you just type in Edwin Dearborn and you'll find me there.
There you go.
Reach out to me, just direct message me. We'll just keep it simple. I'm not going to sit there and tell you my 8,000 social media channels. Let's just keep it simple. I'm on LinkedIn, very active on LinkedIn. If you want to reach out to me, just DM me there.
There you go. It is also on the show notes, Edwin Dearborn's LinkedIn profile, so you can check it out there as well. Edwin, thank you so much. This was a pleasure. I mean, there was so much that we left out, but time is running out. And
time is running out. Just go to the website, grab all the free stuff, study it. I purposely put all that free stuff there to help small business people and entrepreneurs just start to grow their business. And at some point, if they want to engage. My service is great, but here's a bunch of free stuff to get you started.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Edwin.